All right, so we are here with Coach Smith, the new men's soccer coach here at Shenandoah University. We're gonna have a little Q&A with him, and we're gonna get to know each other.
All right, so Coach, just generic first question. Just tell us a little bit about yourself, your family, where you've come from.
All right, thank you. I'm happy to be here. First of all, thanks for coming in to see me. I've been coaching a long time. I first started at Johns Hopkins University in 1993, and I left there in 2007 to take a job with Crystal Palace, which was in the English Championship at the time. I did that for about 5 years, and then I did 1 year with doing some work, kind of like almost like a consultant, doing stuff with Under Armour in the relationship with Tottenham Hotspurs as that was getting going. And then my wife and I wanted to have a little adventure, and we kind of threw the dart at a map and found that we wanted to go to the Finger Lakes for a little while in New York, and there was a college I never heard of called Alfred University there.
Okay.
I enjoyed that very much. The kids there were great, and it was a great challenge we liked. But we wanted to get closer to home, which has been Ellicott City, Maryland, where we grew up, and my wife's family is. And it snowed last year in May up where I was, and it was time to leave.
Yep,
Yeah.
I get that. I grew up in Minnesota, so I get the snow and May thing. It's,
we were in shock.
Yeah, good. So you're used to the bipolar
weather
around
Yeah.
here. So
Yeah, it's 70 one day,
yeah,
and
and it was going to snow the next day.
Yeah.
So what is it? Did they contact you here in Shenandoah, or did you kind of hear about it a little bit and then dive into
the
it?
job was announced on the NCAA website.
Okay, that's how you find out.
Yeah,
okay.
and everybody always says how beautiful this area is, and so my wife and I came down for the holiday and visited family.
Yeah.
And we came here and said, "All right, let's check it out." And I think we really fell in love with the area. We actually rent a house near John Hanley High School.
Okay.
Really pretty, and the people were nice, and it was really interesting because we were a little nervous. Obviously, it's a big move.
Yeah.
But I thought Doug Zip was fantastic when I met him, and the coaches here were very much really want to be successful here. And then
definitely.
I had an opportunity to meet Tracy, the president, and all the great things she's doing.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see construction going on.
Yeah.
Happy
It's
faces.
definitely rebuilding.
oh yeah, this place is growing quickly.
And that athletic center is going to be awesome.
Yeah,
That's gonna be so great for you
Nice
guys.
recruiting tool.
Yeah.
We're a little jealous we're not gonna be able to be here for the finished product, but
I will be.
well, yeah, you'll be.
I mean, I guess this would be better question for Zip or whatever, but I mean, just looking at your resume, there's no one better. Like, I emailed you at the
Thank
time.
you.
I was like, this is a home run hire, man. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like, you look at everyone else, like, around, it's like, there's no one else who could have had this resume. You went to national championship, I believe, right?
Won one as a
You
youth
won?
coach and lost one as
At
a college
Hopkins?
coach in the finals. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, like, hey, we'd be happy to win a game here, to be honest with you. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Well,
Like-
I actually think this school's a diamond in the rough. I think you're in a very difficult conference
I would
where
agree.
the
I would
disparity
absolutely agree.
within the schools. I mean, be realistic. Washington only has $1.5 billion in endowment.
Yeah.
And they're in the same conference as another school, which might not have any really.
Yeah.
And so, the academics sometimes also sides of the institutions can vary.
Yeah.
I love the fact that here, for me, it was an engineering school. I kind of didn't want to do an engineering school again.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that you had like physical therapy and theater
Yeah, there's a lot here.
and all
Yeah.
these different
Uh-huh.
things that provide a different culture, for the school. Because it usually was math science for me for a
Yeah,
long time.
yeah.
The kids like that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, there's definitely a variety of people here.
yeah,
even-
it's nice.
Even in like College of Arts and Sciences,
Yeah.
like you have, well, it's mostly exercise science, physical therapy, AT students, but even still, you'll have
Bio, chem,
criminal justice.
really anything.
we
And no one will admit
so
it.
many.
Like, this school's lagging in sports a little bit, just because, like, we aren't a sports school. We're a conservatory school. Then we're everything after that. I mean, they just opened not recently, but like back, they just started letting real students in. But you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
But so like. I mean, everything's gonna be slower developed, and we just got into this conference. When you go into a different conference, like Rutgers went into the
Sure.
Big Ten, they haven't won a game away game since they've been in, so it's going to be slow developing.
It's an
So what
adjustment.
would be like the rebuilding tools, like the vocal points, because obviously this is not going to be an overnight thing here.
No, well, the most important thing to do right off the bat is you take what you have and you let them know that you get a new beginning. I care about you. Let's do this together.
Yeah.
Here are rules. Like the captains and the team made the team rules right
Okay.
now. They've never had that before.
Oh, really?
So they have to buy into the responsibility is on them. It's not, you know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah, I understand.
And you only have a limited time to be playing in college. And I want the players to have the best experience. Now, nobody has a really great time when they lose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
So I certainly try to coach to win every single game.
Yes.
And I do think that these kids really want to be successful.
Uh-huh.
There's some players that maybe being more serious is not in their cards, and that's okay. Sorry about that.
No worries.
No problem.
But it's, for me, I got to coach to the kids who are here for school and soccer,
Okay.
kind of approach. And, I've been very impressed with the guys right now.
Really?
They never had a strength and conditioning program. We're doing that.
They never had a strength and conditioning
Not
program.
much.
What?
Yeah, they weren't in there
How does?
often.
It's more or less has to be a mandatory off
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
off season thing. So
Yeah,
they're 3
alright.
days a week. Everybody's attending.
Good.
They're, instead of not looking the same, they're all dressing in team gear. That our team, Shenandoah, like
Yeah.
some guys would show up in like a Princeton shirt. I'm like, what are you doing? You don't go there.
Sounds
Yeah.
like me.
yeah.
You
Showing up
know,
or whatever.
and then
Gear that.
they're playing pickup on their own, and some players needed some time off, and I've given them time off to figure out their own academic situation, things like
Yeah.
that. But they're welcome back
Yeah. That's
to
good.
train. But we'll use this spring as like a tryout, and then we'll add new players coming in, and
Mhm.
we only will bring in the team now. We won't have tryouts,
Yeah.
except like in the springtime again for
Yeah.
people who want to walk on. So, and just to be positive, and
Mhm.
I'm not a yeller and screamer.
Yeah. Okay. I
You know,
get
just
that. I get
oh,
that.
that's
vibe.
not fun.
Yeah. So I know it's difficult with Division III because you only have you're basically you don't get to, you're not D1, you don't get to choose who you want. But what type of player would you look for in recruiting? Like a superstar right away, or a leader, like a 4-year developing project? Which one would you prefer?
Well, yeah, bro, I'm better suited for the Division III climate. First of all, Division I's all about recruiting.
Yeah.
Okay, and sometimes coaching is secondary.
Yeah.
I think Division III is most similar to professional. Believe it or not, it's going to sound weird
Uh-huh.
because everybody's on the same page.
Okay.
In professional level, you got your money and everybody's got to compete
Yeah.
fairly.
Yeah.
But Division I and II, some schools have money, some schools don't.
Mhm.
Things like this. Back in Division III, everybody's on the same level.
Yeah.
Okay. I think soccer is also unique in that it's not so much divisional. I mean, I've seen, when I was at Hopkins, we'd beat Penn, we'd beat Georgetown, we'd beat these things.
Yeah.
No, they weren't real games. I understand that, but
Yeah.
you could run with these teams without humiliation.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yet, our Hopkins football team would have a hard time playing against Penn State
Mhm.
at the time
Yeah.
because
Okay.
of the size issues.
Yeah.
Yet we could in the soccer world. Well, soccer is still a middle to upper middle class sport here in this country.
Yeah. Definitely.
And it's non-revenue in college.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it's a little different.
A little different. Okay.
So you had touched on, starting new beginnings.
Mhm.
What is your approach to, bringing this team together, bringing this team, close to you, the team that has struggled with coach relationships before?
Sure.
How do you earn the trust of your players so they want to play for you?
I think coaching is sounds weird. I think it comes very natural to me.
Mhm.
Okay, it's not like an act I have to put on. I really do enjoy the banter and the interaction with the guys.
Yeah.
I never enjoyed coaches that were negative. Now, I'm not saying that I don't get angry at times or
Yeah,
things
of
like
course.
that, but it's not a style.
Yeah.
I'm not Bobby Knight kind
Yeah,
of guy.
they're not gonna pull the Bobby Knight and throw the chair.
It's not one of those things.
Yeah.
But it is something that I think the guys have to really take ownership for. Now, as unfortunate as the team might have been in the past, there's still a lot of that responsibility, no matter who is coaching, on them.
Yeah.
that they still
Yeah,
Gotta
definitely.
perform.
needed to
Yeah.
do.
You
things.
only coach so much, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I do think at times too there was like almost like sometimes two different teams on the team.
Yeah.
Like those kids who really wanted to do it, and those kids that have been soured over time.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
and souring over time is the biggest concern
Yeah.
because that's all they know. And so when somebody new comes in or new players come in,
Yeah.
you can't have that
Yeah.
infect the culture. So we're hoping these guys change. Or like from what I've seen now, they really are.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
know, so.
so you just hope they adapt your personality, kind of. They're
Yeah.
relaxed, like
I
we're in
trust
game
them.
situations, just enjoy it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah,
You know, it's
no
it's-
pressure. I mean,
it's
let's
not,
go out there.
we're not saving lives here.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
it's a sport.
Been doing it your whole life. Just go out and
Just,
have fun.
you know, like it's weird because like my wife and I were joking. I didn't know my record when we lost, crap like that.
Yeah.
It's not about that. It happens when you play to win,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it's like it's not about me.
Mhm.
It's about them. I don't
Yeah.
think soccer's super hard to coach. I don't think, you know,
Yeah.
I just feel like the guys sometimes either really, really want to do it or they don't. You ask me what kind of player I like, and I tell you this has always been this way. There's two types of players in my opinion.
Okay.
There's that kid who works really hard to get the ball,
Mhm.
or there's that kid that only works hard once he gets
It's
the
the
ball.
ball. Okay. Yeah.
And those kids usually can do well at some levels,
Yeah.
but as they get into college, it fades out.
Okay.
So
It's
you have to
interesting.
be committed. You know, I was asked one time, "What's the difference between kids now and kids when I first started at Hopkins?" I said, "Well, at Hopkins, they would slide on the turf, and they would not think twice.
Yeah.
Nowadays, sometimes they rationalize why they should not slide on the turf,
Yeah.
even unless they're angry.
Yeah.
So, like, it takes a kid sometimes nowadays to be fouled
Yeah.
before they
Piss
get,
them
oh
off.
yeah,
Yeah.
before they turn on.
Yeah.
And that's something that I'm still trying to figure out why that is.
Yeah.
you
Okay.
know?
And I guess another question would be, because it's kind of in the news and not really related to Shenandoah, but what would you do with a player? You know the Grayson Allen thing, the Duke thing. Have you been aware of that?
Grayson,
the kid
okay.
who's tripping players or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And he only gets a 1-game suspension or whatever.
Okay.
Gets the weekend off.
The trouble always seems to find this kid no matter what. There was one he was going
Yeah.
for a pass that was going out of bounds, and he like turned around and
Swatted
swatted the
coach.
ball back in play. But at the same time, it looked like he kind of shoved one of the assistant coaches on the other team's bench.
Yeah.
So
I guess the question
What
would
a
what
mess.
would you do with a kid that maybe, I wouldn't say emotionally unstable, but like he's obviously way over emotional and, you know, getting red cards, I guess technically.
Yeah.
The kid's getting thrown out of games,
Yeah.
so he's a red card. So how would you approach that kind of like?
Well, it sounds to me like he needs to talk. He needs
Yeah.
to have somebody to talk with.
Yeah.
And
So-
it might help him focus a
So
bit differently.
so you like to sit him down until like he's got it up here.
Well, yeah, what's that? Is that basketball coach John Wooden?
Would
Who
Yeah.
said the greatest motivator in the world is the bench?
Yeah.
I think he might need to
Tell him
sit
to ride
down
pine.
and think.
Yeah.
I'm surprised because Krzyzewski's everybody knows he comes off as such a guy on television, but he's really, really hard
Yeah.
behind him in practice
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he's still on the team.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I say he
Yeah.
should have been suspended for a year. Just
Yeah.
I was
Because,
saying
like,
3
it-
games because there's 3 incidences, and every
but
time
when he
there's
gets the
something-
weekend off.
That's
you know?
the guy. I saw him trip a player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like, what? I don't see that in basketball.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, I
It's-
mean, there's an intentional foul, and then there's
Yeah. Exactly.
the slide and kick you.
Yeah.
You
I
know.
don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
understand
you know, look, all coaches run into problems. Kids who have problems, but as
Yeah.
they get older, you expect them to have fewer.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, this kid's older than the kid at Duke.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
is he
He's
junior?
our age or whatever, 20,
Is it?
21. I don't know.
You expect
But
him to be.
Yeah.
Kind of like
you expect him to be a little bit mature. Yeah.
That's
So,
funny.
what is it? Where would I lead this into?
I got one.
All right, go ahead,
All
man.
right. Did you play any sports in college, high school, whatever?
And do you follow any other sports?
Yeah.
Like you go home, it's like I don't want to watch soccer. Like I want to go watch golf or whatever.
No,
Why not?
pretty much. I wish I played other sports in high school, to be quite honest. I think I missed the boat on that. I was always soccer,
Mm-hmm.
soccer. I was somebody who took time off from soccer once in a while. I would take a month off, not even look at a ball.
Yeah.
Things like this. Go to the beach, play some tennis, things like that, whatever. I wasn't good at other sports. You know, like things with my hands, like basketball.
Yeah.
Because the vision is different.
Yeah.
I was like embarrassed, like to be that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Nobody
exactly
wanted-
me when I played pickup soccer with you.
Nobody wanted me on
Yeah,
that team.
I played baseball, so
Yeah.
anything with the feet,
Yeah.
no.
Right. It's just a
Hand eye, I
different-
got. Feet,
different
not
visual.
so much.
Yeah.
Okay.
different visual. But no, I do like when players in high school play more sports.
Do you think it
Enjoy it.
aids in like injury prevention or just
Yeah, I also-
athleticism,
Yeah,
if nothing
athleticism,
else?
like, you know, interesting. I've had a couple. Hey, I wrestled and played soccer. I always think that's a neat combo.
That is a
So,
very
that's
interesting
something.
combo.
Yeah, because you really have to be
Mentally
individually
competent.
capable
Yeah.
in wrestling.
Yeah.
So you know, it's always been a funny combo. But you see a lot of like, nowadays kids really only doing one sport. And I
Yeah.
don't know if that's ideal.
Yeah.
I think because the
I-
AAU thing kind of screws that up a little bit.
Yeah, all the
because like I played
developmental
baseball growing up, and then I played AAU, and they were just like, well, you got to play fall
Yeah.
and then spring, and then you also play summer. I was like, can't they do other things? Because I like to play. I play baseball,
Sure.
basketball, and football. It's just, I think it's a little overwhelming
Yeah.
nowadays.
And it also, it seems like, and this is speaking from personal experience, 'cause I was like you, I was, after I quit baseball in like 7th grade, it was soccer.
Right.
High school was in the spring, summer, travel ball started all the way to winter. Winter was indoor,
Indoor,
and then
yeah.
you're right back in there at
Yeah.
the season. So, I guess my personal opinion, especially when I got here, I felt burnt out from soccer.
Yeah, no,
And-
that happens. That
So-
happens with kids. One of the things, like after somebody commits, I tell them, just relax and enjoy your senior year. It's funny because all the recruits go, can I have the lifting program? Can I go, no, you can't. You can worry about that. I'll give it to you a month after you graduate.
Yeah,
Okay.
Take some time. Don't do anything.
Well,
Because burnout's
that's
common.
nice. That's
My daughter
nice.
burned out of softball,
Mhm.
I think. Because I think she was capable to really do it. She wanted to, but she got tired. It's like a tournament here, a tournament there.
It's a
too
perfect
much.
approach. I love that
Yeah.
approach.
So,
Absolutely love it. So, what is this Maryland Hall of Fame? Is that a player or a coach? And what type of
no,
like,
it's the Maryland Coaching
Hall of Fame?
Hall of
Okay.
Fame.
Okay.
So that year, or Maryland Soccer Hall of Fame, I should say, not Coaching Hall of Fame, Soccer Hall of Fame. So that was my year. Zach Thornton, who was a pro player,
Uh-huh.
was inducted. Myself and some big administrator guy. I can't remember who it was. But it was nice. It was a big deal
Yeah.
back in Maryland. All the old Baltimore boys. They just,
So, would you consider that like your best memory of soccer or best
It was
accomplishment?
the longest public speech I had to give. So yeah, it's a real nice honor because
Yeah.
Maryland really has been one of the best soccer states in the country,
Mhm.
especially in previous years,
Okay.
pre-U.S. Soccer Academy soccer. So yeah, I mean it was just kind of like
That's
okay, I got it. I'm still waiting for my Hopkins Hall of Fame. It's taking me off because you gotta be out. You gotta be out 15 years.
15
so,
years.
Oh,
That's what it
yeah.
is.
So,
Oh
yeah.
God.
So I'm like, man, I hope I
Should
get
be like
that.
the pros. 5 years. Like
Yeah, 5 years, and then you can start being up.
5 years.
Yeah, it's 15 years. I think they go first for as long as I can donate.
As long as I can donate. That's a good one.
Back to, I guess you kind of hinted at his professional level recruiting, and then what was your time like over in England? Because I saw the
Well,
Crystal Palace thing. I was just like, is that like the
Well, I
Crystal
was-
Palace that
I
I'm
was
thinking
more
of?
back and
or-
forth. The academy was actually here. It was a U.S. based group here
Oh, okay.
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 that was funded by them. And
Oh, okay.
the big thing in Europe right now, and soccer in general in Europe, is that unless you have a passport from a European nation, you can't play there.
Yeah.
Unless you're like a national team player. Now, the United States has many kids who would be very competent playing in one of the professional leagues over there. I'm not saying the Premier League, but there's
Yeah.
tons. From Poland to you name it, every country
Yeah.
has a pro league. But they can't because of the passport situation. So for an American, like two of my players went to Holland and they trained. But if they were to be signed by the Dutch team, taking a position from a European-based player, the minimum salary was 300,000 euros. Well, you can get 6 Dutch
Yeah.
or European-based players for that price.
Yeah.
So it's
Wow.
really prohibitive
Uh-huh.
from an American player to get over there.
So I guess that's why it's so hard. That's why you don't see many
Right.
other than like Tim Howard, this new kid Pulisic over in Germany,
Right.
and then
yeah, so
Bobby Wood. I think those are like the only things that I can think of.
There's another one that just
Oh.
went to Dortmund. He was a young kid.
Yeah, and the
Okay.
thing is, if you get over at the right age, like, it was funny because, again, they just don't realize over there that American parents aren't going to let their kids go over there at age 13.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, we're looking at you from age 9 to 13. They think when you're 16, 17, you're past.
Which
Okay?
is crazy.
Well, you're past being taught, like technically,
Okay.
in a way.
Oh, okay.
Because you start to
Um,
play your own way.
Yeah,
by
and-
that age.
but like a Pulisic is a fantastic example. He handled the professional world over there very well. Now, American kids have gone over there, even Landon Donovan originally,
He struggled.
and he struggled because they told him to put an undershirt on, or they told him to do this, and then you do it because they're whatever they say you do. We're paying you $500,000 when you're
Yeah.
18 years old, and it's hard for Americans to grasp the business side of it over there. There's tremendous amounts of money. So Crystal Palace here, if we sent them over one kid, and that one kid was great, let's say, and they sold him to a team for £2 million, which is nothing.
Yeah.
I would have 10 years to fund the academy.
Yeah.
You know, so or longer. And so they're all trying to see maybe what American can get over there. So Pulisic's very important to U.S. soccer right now. Because,
I know I love him.
Well,
I
I do,
love watching him.
yeah, he's a
Like-
special kid, and he's very focused. But I do think there's other kids like that here that just
gotta find him.
need to get over there. And
Yeah.
you know,
Hard
again,
to give an opportunity.
yeah, it's hard to get the chance.
Yeah, because I know we were having a conversation whenever it was that when Klinsman got canned, and then they brought in Bruce Arena,
Arian.
Arena,
and
very nice
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
yeah, we're talking about like, oh, this is probably a good move because he's talking about how he's going to get all the MLS players, the young ones, to get exposure to the international games, so they can have this type of experience, like you're saying, that they can go overseas and develop because. I don't think it's a secret that the MLS isn't up to par with some of the European leagues.
MLS is not selling players on sometimes. Like, they'll value a player. Like Josie Altidore, I think, was in this situation once where, you know, some team might have come in and offered him, okay, we'll give you $2 million for him. And team gets that, then they negotiate the salary kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then MLS said, no, we want 6. And you're going, well, he's not worth 6 at the time. He's worth 2. So they were kind of, I think, trying to get too much out of it. But the MLS has improved dramatically
Very much
over
so.
the years, and just dramatically. And the teams can run very well with very good teams overseas. But you're in the same boat. These American players have a hard time getting over there. I mean, Tim Howard had to get a work visa, and it took a while.
Yeah.
Brad Friedelson, all these bigger names. It was very, very difficult. We still don't get Americans in Spain. We don't get Americans. We got Americans in Germany and England. You
Couple
had
of
some in
Scandinavian.
Holland, you know.
Yeah.
So, but the Americans that have gone over there and had the true chances have done well. I mean, Gucci Inoue, I coached him briefly when he was little. He played at AC Milan before he got injured. He was very successful in Belgium. Then you see a Maryland kid like Kyle Beckerman, who played a very long career in the MLS, very successful career. You know, so they are getting careers out of it finally. Not just like this team goes and they fold and this team goes, which has been American soccer for a long time. You know.
Okay, so we won't keep you too much longer. Just when does the spring season start? Like your spring practice?
Right after you guys get back from break.
After spring break? Cool.
Yeah. So we'll hit the ground running pretty good.
Cool. We're gonna have to get with you after that.
Come on
We're
out,
gonna have to
come on out and watch. Come on out and play.
Play.
I'll
I'll come out and play, you know, fourth liner and run
Yeah,
around for like
you
2
wanna be a
minutes.
hunter, so
I'll go
I'm
hard
going
for 2 minutes, but I'll be tapping my head.
Yeah, you know, I didn't even see the guys play. I haven't seen them play yet. I watched old game or two.
I was going to say, have you watched any film on
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
Guys?
yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I honestly think there's some really good players here.
Yeah.
I really do. You know, but we'll get them a little more confident with better, get them in better physical condition, you know, things like that. I say that word and that scares people, but it's yeah. They had a lot of injuries because they weren't prepared.
More conditioned well enough.
Yeah. So they'd make the fitness test, but then they'd be exhausted for 4 days.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
All right. Good. Well, I'm good.
I'm good. I think we're
Okay.
good.
Thank
Good
you.
luck with
Appreciate
that.
your time.
Yeah, man.
Thank you so much.